In today's video, we're going to spend literally under 5 minutes looking at this insane $1.7 million property that's for sale right now on the beaches of Brisbane. Now, both Simon and I are going to look at it from completely different perspectives and within 5 minutes make a decision as to if we would buy this property or we would throw this one away in this video today. Come take a look.
I feel like I've been in like a test and I've just been like stressing last minute, making some final notes. It kind of gives it that little spark of energy, that little bit of excitement, hey, putting all this stuff together.
I know, I just said that to you off camera. I'm like, I feel like after doing 7 years of similar sort of content, it's just so refreshing. But I was just asking Sam like 3 times, how much longer do I have to review this property? And this honestly, man, is the dream to review, right? Like this is about as good as properties in Brisbane get.
Oh, easy for sure. Like there's so much to love about the property. You know, it's just got that big grand feel. You look through the photos and it presents so well. But from experience, I find that properties like this, they actually look better in person than they present online as well.
Yeah, like the more the expensive the joints are, generally the worse they kind of photograph online. So let's get into it. Like, we won't go into do you want to buy this one or do you not? I suppose the better question is like, can either of us afford to buy it right now? No. Do we have the desire to? Probably yes.
Like we were just saying off camera as we were doing the research, it's like, you know, the goal would be to just own these investment properties long term. Like get to a point where you've got like modern, low maintenance, beautiful grand homes that are going to appeal to owner occupiers and wealthy investors as well. But yeah, there was a lot to like about the property. I'll let you go first. I know you come from that more data-driven perspective and I'm just kind of leaning into the emotions a little bit.
Yeah, like I actually got emotional about this one. Like I really, really like it. For me personally, I never even consider buying a property until I've gone up the line, looked at the state, where the state's at, the suburb and the data associated with it. So there's a huge tick for this suburb. We've been buying it on and off for the last 10 years now. A lot of it back in 15, 16, then we let it slide for a while and then we've got back into it in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. But 24 k's from the city on the southern beaches of Brisbane in a local area called Redland Bay. Absolutely love the area. It's done 7.9% per annum over the last 10 years, which is lower than the 9.5% average over the last 50 years. So I like that. It's done about 10% a year for the last 3 years. So it's done very well. And in 2025, or up until the time recording this video, the 12-month growth rate was 14%. I'm buying this suburb every single day of the week for clients at the moment. And honestly, bro, it's hot. Like it's going up 25k per month right now.
The interesting thing there though is like the 3-year growth at 10% annually, that's still lower than the average property in Brisbane because the higher interest rates have driven up the lower end of the market. And, you know, if you were to look at a suburb, for example, say Raceview in Ipswich, which is, you know, about 32 kilometres from the Brisbane CBD, nowhere near the water, nowhere near the beach. It's just a suburban neighbourhood of Brisbane. That's gone up by over 60%, so over 20% per year for the last 3 years. So I like that, like a lot, that short-term timing.
You know, and something that I noticed, obviously looking at the sold section of this, is when you look at property prices, the bottom end of the market, like you used to be able to buy this area for about 650k at the bottom of the market probably 4 years ago. Now those same joints are worth $1 million. But these nicer homes that used to buy for sort of 1.1 mil are now only worth 1.3. So as you said, the bottom is being driven because we're price sensitive with high interest rates. But as rates come down, you'll see the bottom upgrade into the middle and the middle upgrade into the top. So I loved the fact that the vacancy rate was so chronically undersupplied. I like anything below 2%, but this is half of 1%. I also like the fact that it's a big suburb, lots of sales, 258, means easy revaluations, easy resales. Another thing I like to look at is around the DSR score and what's driving things at the moment. The average property in the suburbs taking just 40 days to sell, with the average contract being 30 days. So 10 days from the day they come online, but great properties are selling in sort of like 1 to 2 days right now. Only 29% renters as well. So massive mum and dad appeal in the area. But what about you? What was the first thing that you sort of checked out?
The proximity to the water, you know, quiet cul-de-sac. If you look at the satellite view, every single property around it is big, it's grand. While the suburb average is 29% renters, I would say in this particular pocket of Cleveland, you're probably looking at about less than 10% of renters.
100%.
It is all owner occupiers. It is all big, grand, beautiful homes on big blocks of land. So that proximity to the water and that pocket of the suburb itself is just putting you into a whole nother category. This is the top end, blue chip, best of the best suburb and pocket of the suburb, arguably in Brisbane right now. Like, I know there's a lot of other more expensive areas, but you know, like for like, this is as good as it gets. So that were the two major things. Like, you could literally stand on the back deck or around the pool and you could probably get a stone and throw it to the water. You know how people use that term, a stone's throw away? This is legit a stone's throw away.
I'd like to see you throw a stone over that $3 million house in front of it on the water and see if you hit the water or the house.
Look, that's what I loved. A few other things. It's like less than a 3 kilometre walk to the major infrastructure in Cleveland, the train station, the shops, the cafes, the restaurants. It's about 3-4 Ks from Raby Bay as well, which is where you've got these multi-million-dollar mansions right on the canal front water homes there. So, you know, really close to everything. And there's about a 1 hour train ride to get into the CBD of Brisbane as well. If you don't want to catch public transport, it's only 45 minutes to the city as well. So super well located. You know, for those that work in the city, it's justifiable. But for those who maybe work from home and then work from the city a few days a week, perfect lifestyle. Or for those who can work in the local area or from home permanently, it's a great location being so close to the water with a lot of those things. But I love that it also has the pool, because Brisbane's unique in the sense these bays, they're not the nicest beaches to go swimming in. There is little areas and beaches where you can go swimming, but most people want to have a pool in the backyard because, you know, it's awesome climate up here, outdoor lifestyle. So the big block of land, the big, beautiful outdoor entertaining area and the pool is suitable for the area.
I like that. I, would agree with everything you said. From my own research, I know that there's a proposal for a $1.6 billion redevelopment of a part of the bay in Cleveland, which has been knocked back in environmental court, but may come through at some point, which will make it amazing. They're calling it the Circular Quay at Brizzy.
Yeah, that's in the Toondah Harbour, which was like less than a kilometre away.
On top of that, there's another $1.4 billion Stocklands project down the road, where they're doing up 3 kilometres of the beachfront at the moment. We've got a client who, through his company, just bought 3 sites worth $500 million as well, to do 3 new shopping centres in the area as well. So there's a lot going on. I did like that it was a cul-de-sac. Like, we grew up in a cul-de-sac.
I live in a cul-de-sac.
You do at the moment. Like, it's really a beautiful thing to have like a small number of neighbours. And I just think it's very, very, very close to Ormiston College. So Ormiston College was the #1 ranked school in not just Brisbane, but Queensland for 2 in the last 5 years. And it's still a top 5 school today in 2025. So I think those things make a difference. Like, if you look at the top schools in Sydney and Melbourne, the most expensive suburbs are surrounding them.
Yeah.
And that will be the case as Brisbane goes to 5 million people in the next 25 years.
Yeah, the interesting thing over the last 5 years, that Ormiston College has been in the top 10 for the whole of Australia as well.
So it's a quality school.
As good as it gets at the end of the day. So there was really, I was really trying to find things that I didn't love. And it was quite difficult. I guess the biggest negative for me is just the price point. $1.7 million is, you know, a bitter pill to swallow, especially knowing that, like, if you were to hold this as an investment property, it is only going to rent for about $1,000, maybe $1,100 per week. So there's significant negative gearing there. So that was sort of the only things that I could pull away as an investor. It's like, entry price is a lot. And rental return isn't great, but I wouldn't be investing in this property for the cash flow. I'd be investing in it for the leverage and for the capital growth, which would be, you know, probably as good as it gets in Australia.
I love that. To me, I then went from position of the suburb to the land. So I love that it's 792 block. I love that it's flat. One other thing that I love with it is it's orientated the right way. So the
nice. I didn't look
backyard
at
is
that.
facing east, so towards the water where the pool is, and then all of the living, dining, kitchen, and side of the home that people would spend time in
on the north
is
side.
on the north side. So
That.
that's not a deal breaker for me, but I have personally lived in houses where the orientation is south, and even in Queensland, it can be cooler.
Yeah.
So, same as your home, like it's all orientated north, and it just
Yeah.
makes a huge difference in terms of the comfort during the winter, colder months up here.
Yeah, like that's very nitpicking, but something that I didn't recognize. It's a really good point to pick up on.
In terms of the house, it's large. It's unusual in the fact that it's a 5-bed, 3-bath, and for resale and revaluation, they are unique selling or renting points. It's got beautiful flooring, beautiful kitchen. It's very, very private. So because it's on a cul-de-sac, it's got a small frontage where you drive through with gates, and then it opens up into this big, beautiful block. Now, I live in something similar at the moment at the back of a battle axe, and when you shut the gates, it's like you don't even have a neighbor.
Yeah.
And I think for people in this price range that are earning big money, their lives are busy, their children's lives are busy, they want privacy, and they want to be able to shut a gate, feel safe, and just like they're in their own little oasis. And I think for that price point, it's really cool. It's got a nice garden, it's got a nice outdoor entertaining area. The only thing that I could say outside of the yield is going to be shit on this one is just the fact that the bedrooms are a tiny bit smaller than I would want them to be.
Yeah, I knew you were going to
They're
pick
at
that up.
2.9 instead of maybe 3.3.
Yeah.
And I think with modern homes, they're built bigger, but in homes this age that are sort of 20, 30 years old, that's that. The other thing is it's on the beach. There's salt water. I've lived on the beach. You live on the beach. It is just, you go through more wear and tear with the property in terms of gutters, downpipes, and just sort of painting.
Yeah, so breaking it down all in all based on the research, what's your thought?
1000% yes, and I wish I could buy it. I can't.
It'd be interesting to see what it actually goes for because listed it offers over 1.7. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets closer to $2 million, to be honest, knowing the suburb. Even if it does, absolute yes from me as well.
G'day guys, my name's Ben and I'm the director here at Pumped on Property, and I just want to say a massive thank you for watching our content today. Now, if you're thinking about buying an investment property in the next 3 to 12 months, then the team and I would love to offer you a one-on-one strategy session. In that session, we can talk about exactly where you are right now, where you'd like to be longer term, and we can deeply educate you on the Australian market. And then you can take that information and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or potentially become one of the small number of clients that we work with each week. To book your session, all you have to do is go to www.pumpedonproperty.com and click that book your free strategy session button. But either way, we wish you all the best on your journey as an investor to financial freedom.